Hi, good morning. This may not be the best of the videos, but here we are. Just mind the lighty, mind my fumbling as I speak. I started a research lifestyle channel some years back, 3 years back. Started with skipping, which I absolutely love. Um, and as life goes, you start, you stop, you start, you stop, and you may always have excuses. But to be quite honest, I don't have an excuse. It's just a matter of not being disciplined, not being committed, not being enough consistent with what we do, such as life. And often with January, as it starts, the resolution page keeps piling, and halfway through the year, we all miss the plot. But here I am, humbling myself to the procrastinating me and shaking off all the bad habits. It is not easy, but I often wonder, if I don't give up, what would become of me years to come. And here I am with stretching this morning, the 13th of Jan, and I'm hoping, it is my absolute wish, that every Tuesdays and Thursdays I'll be skipping, which is what I love doing the most, and sharing some of my stretching hacks. Because stretching, often you find people are very stiff as we age. Our muscles contract, we get arthritis and all of that. But I do believe that if you start stretching from a young age and you make it a habit that every morning you stretch, whether it's for 5 minutes or 10 or 20, it's absolutely up to you. But if we can get to the habit of stretching, I'm assuming one does not have back problems or any type of injuries, but if we can get to the habit of stretching every morning, you would be halfway to longevity. And I mean, if you can learn to touch your toes at an early age and you keep touching your toes on a daily, what would stop you from touching your toes when you're 80? And so this is as simple as it is. Stretching, the reason people can't get to stretch enough, it's because we've left it for too long, left it out for too long, and then the body gets to contract, which makes it very difficult to stretch. For some people, it might look very easy when one does it, and it is very difficult for them to do it. It's really because you haven't been doing it, and therefore you cannot start today and expect that to happen. And so as I stretch, I don't consider myself an expert in stretching, but it's something that I've been doing. It's something that I love. And I'm thinking, why not share with the connect out there? And, along the way, we make friends. I'm based in South Africa. My name is Mule Ramutiwe. I regard myself as I wouldn't call it fitness fanatic, but I'm a holistic wellness enthusiast. Where I'm training or where I'm stretching at this point, it's in one of my Reset Detox Center spa rooms. I run a wellness center where we specialize mostly on detoxing of the toxins which are built in our immune system. But that's a story for another day. Today, we are all about stretching. If you like, you can join and continue watching, but most importantly, stretch with me. You will notice I count 20 seconds, if you like, as an interval between the stretches. When you stretch, remember to breathe in and breathe out as you stretch. Breathe in and breathe out as you stretch, and continue counting 20 seconds or 25 seconds, if you will, in between the stretches. Stretch as far possible as you can whilst you breathe. Stretched, as you see, I'm stretching to the left elongating myself as far much as possible, but breathing at the same time as I stretch. Do not expect to be perfect in stretching on day one. But what is important is to continue stretching and not give up. I think it's absolutely one of the easiest things to do vis-a-vis if one was to talk about swimming or running or cycling, or those are very sometimes not so easy for most people to be accessed. But stretching, if you have a mat or you don't have a mat, obviously it's better to have a mat to support your back. And usually the floor, it's very cold. You can use a towel, for a start. It's better to start than to have excuses not to do anything, right? Or even a blanket, if you will. But the point here is to start. Follow the rhythm of how your body allows you to elongate, right? Stretch as far wide as you can, as far long as you can. And you realize that when you go to bed, or rather when you wake up in the morning, you wake up feeling very energized. Sorry about that. I had a call coming through and I was saying you wake up feeling very energized. By the way, please mind the sound of the dogs. My neighbor's dogs are barking. My dogs are barking. I guess they're greeting one another. They're very excited to be seeing one another this morning. And so the sound quality might be, distracted a little bit by the dogs barking. There's birds chirping, the wind blowing, but that is absolutely beautiful. We live in nature, right? We must then allow it to be. Again, I may not like the quality of this video, but it's best I just post it as it is. And with time one would improve with the lighting and all of that. But what's important is the fact that one can stretch, one is stretching, we are connecting, we hopefully going to be online buddies with time as time goes on. And so perhaps this is the right time to just shush and allow the community to watch as one stretches, continue with the stretches. And I really absolutely wish you the best of 2025. Remember, Rome was never built in a day, and an elephant, to finish it, we bite it one chunk at a time. I'm saying this because this morning I woke up at about 5 o'clock and I made a whole list of my admin to do, my vision for the wellness center, my vision for the beauty sports center. I run 2 brands under Reset, a story for another day. And as I was writing all these goals and I was quantifying them to say when to do what, by when to finish it, I was feeling very, very overwhelmed. And I realized, actually, Mule, sometimes you bite too much, more than what you can chew. There's no rush. This is a marathon, not a sprint. It is life, right? I'm in a marathon of life, and therefore go a kilometer at a time, or go 500 meters at a time, or go whatever meters at a time. So what I'm trying to say is I actually had to caution myself when I looked at the list of to-do, the things that I still want to achieve. And I really almost got a panic. And I realized, oh my God, there's still so much to be done. But I thought, no, actually, yeah, there is a lot to be done. But the good thing is you acknowledge what needs to be done. And what's more important is to have a completion date and a priority date, and keep going and keep scratching as you finish your task. And I think what I found to be very beautiful, I looked at my to-do. I think I stumbled on my 2021 list of things that I needed to achieve. And one of the things was to open a beauty spot in my area. And I did it. And I never went back to scratch. And I remember at the time it was an absolute, a huge mountain to climb. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew it had to be done. I knew it's something I wanted to do because I saw the gap in the market. and I saw the need for it. And I'm one person, I don't leave money on the table. And so it spoke to my soul. I remember in that book specifically, I had notes and graphical images of how I wanted, the beauty spot to be positioned, the design, the interior design, and it was just pen on paper. And today it's the utmost beautiful space I have created. And anyway, so when I looked at it, and I looked at it at the time when it was a pen on paper, and I look at it today, it just makes me realize anything is possible. If you put your mind to it and you believe you can do it, it is so possible. And anyway, I'm digressing, but yes, this morning I was making a whole list of the things to do, checking, and I realized it's a lot, but I'm going to bite a piece one at a time. And I will start with the biggest frog first, because some of the tasks in my list, they look honestly overwhelming, but because I know I have achieved some of the things I never thought in my wildest dream that I will achieve, it makes me realize some of the things that I think I cannot achieve, it's actually a walk in a park. And so here I am. Let me stop rambling. I just had to share that part because it crept in my mind, and I think it's very important, because often we don't commit. We're not disciplined enough. Consistency is the currency that matters, right? And we're not consistent enough. We don't hold ourselves accountable. And so for me to put up this video on my social media page, starting with my YouTube, which has stopped and started and stopped, it is my way of, holding myself accountable, because it's a promise, it's a pledge that I make to myself first, and to my community connect out there. And I absolutely do not want to be a failure, and I really want to set an example for my friends, for myself, for my children, for my family, for everyone out there that might see benefit from what I do. And so, yeah, I know I said I'm going to stop rambling, but let me just shush right now and continue stretching and watch as I go on. Enjoy. I'm that person. When I say I'm going to do something, best believe I will do it, because I do not believe in failure. Failure is never an option. It must never be an option. Yeah, we back again. We made it. As we finish, you give yourself a pat on the back. See you another day, hopefully soon on Thursdays and Tuesdays. Tune in to Reset Lifestyle channel.